All right, The Mandalorian Episode 2, The Child, came out, and it was still pretty good. A little slower this time, a little slower. A lot of walking took place, but, it's doing what it's supposed to do. It's kind of slowly building into this plot and letting you get to know the Mandalorian a little more as he's kind of this lone gunslinger or whatever. But anyway, we did get confirmation of what I had said in the previous video in the Mandalorian history as well, is that little cute baby Yoda species is Force sensitive. And as usual, this video is brought to you by my wonderful Patreons. Really appreciate the support, you guys. You guys keep this channel going as we try to figure out this new, ridiculous, broken YouTube algorithm. Anyway, Star Wars The Mandalorian Episode 2, The Child, opens up with him kind of heading back to his ship with baby Yoda species. I don't know what else to call him. And the little floating egg, which is really cool. And he had to deal with a few Trandoshan scavengers or whatever, trying to, I guess, get the asset or the egg or whatever, baby Yoda species. This is a very important thing, obviously being Force sensitive. This is going to play heavily into the plot about who actually has this bounty and assigned it to him and IG-11. So that's going to be a pretty big deal. And I got a feeling that he's not going to want to turn this in. Just getting that feeling, he's already helped him out. We saw he was Force sensitive. We had the Jawas, of course, scavenging his ship. So I guess Jawas are not just native to Tatooine. I guess there's a cat back there. They just stole all this shit. He tries to go after him. Pretty good little scene there where he's kind of chasing them as they take off trying to get the hell up out of there. He ends up getting electrocuted and laying there for a little while Baby Yoda kind of watches over him. And I keep saying Baby Yoda, but I want to clarify, this is not Yoda as a baby. Obviously, this is, after Yoda's gone, but Baby Yoda species. So anyway, we'll refer to that as Baby Yoda species until we get a name. I'm assuming at some point we'll get a name, not for the species, but for the actual character being Force sensitive. So I'm going to assume that all Yoda species are Force sensitive. We've only seen two now, and that's Yoda and Yaddle on the Jedi Council. And of course, they were both Force sensitive being on the Jedi Council. So I'm going to assume that this species, this unknown species, they're all Force sensitive. And it makes you wonder who's going after that bounty, whether it's somebody like Snoke from the new movies or whatever, since he is now kind of up and coming during this time period as far as the First Order and wherever he's from in the unknown regions of space with the dark side. Could be remnants of the Empire, of course, where he did get the assignment from an ex-Moff of the Empire, but it's definitely somebody who is afraid of Jedi returning, Force-sensitive beings returning, so somebody affiliated with the dark side, or at least working for somebody affiliated with the dark side. But again, he had his ship destroyed, and I thought that was pretty funny, actually, and then he had to go after the Jawas, so he goes back to Nick Nolte's character, and he agrees to take him and see the Jawas to trade. I'm thinking, what is he going to trade? He has nothing. They literally stole all his shit. And I would have went in there and probably blasted them all. I will say really quickly, I loved we finally saw the use of his rifle, and he straight up vaporized people. He had his phaser on maximum setting, obviously. So pretty badass damn sniper rifle he's got there, other than just the electrical shock we've seen previously. So he pretty much fucked some Jawas up there. Oh, well, they shouldn't have stolen stuff from his ship. Ends up he goes to get an egg that they wanted. You were wondering, what kind of egg was this? I was thinking, is this going to be some egg of some creature we've seen before? Ends up being this kind of rhinoceros bull type mammoth thing. I don't know the species name. If that's already known, I apologize. Been a long time since I've been really deep into Star Wars lore. But anyway, he ends up fighting this thing, getting his ass whipped pretty much, and then Baby Yoda shows us his Force abilities and stops the thing and then saves his life, and then one little knife stab in the neck kills this big-ass thing. So pretty good. It shows that, he's not perfect. He's not a badass in every single situation. I mean, he straight up got his ass whipped. His armor was all fucked up and bent up. But it did show an important aspect of the Force use of Baby Yoda species, was that it kind of knocked him out. It made him really weak after he held the creature up in the air for a while and saved the Mandalorian's life. So that may come into play as well. And obviously the little thing's growing on him. So that's going to be a big thing. Again, I don't think he's going to want to turn this in as far as receiving the reward, which is apparently a lot of Beskar steel. And they are calling it steel in this series. Originally it was called Beskar iron, but I guess they are calling it steel. That's fine, whatever, steel Beskar. At this time during the series, it's more precious than gold, so that's kind of a big deal. And as you heard in the previous episode, it makes a big difference to all the clans and the foundlings, which are people that are adopted to become Mandalorians like he was. Apparently that's going to be his backstory, I think, as we learn more about that. And I thought it was kind of funny that the Jawas wanted this egg, and I thought it was going to be some priceless egg of some rare thing. No, they just wanted to eat. They just wanted to eat it, and they just started eating it right there on the ramp without everybody. Just started digging the yolk out and eating it. So I guess all those parts on this ship wasn't worth as much as a damn big-ass egg. That must have been some good-ass yolk. I mean, I guess they need their protein. You know, they live on a kind of a barren planet. They need the protein. Probably hard for them to catch things. But other than that, that was pretty much it this episode. Again, a lot of walking around, just kind of showing you how he's kind of a loner for the most part of doing all these jobs. He has to just, you know, spend a lot of time in isolation. But I think it was more to show that his growing relationship, so to speak, with this baby Yoda species and the little floating egg. I think that's what it was for. They spent a lot of time together. I mean, obviously they didn't speak to each other, but the actions and all that stuff, I think that's what this was more about. And kind of, you know, the daily grind of a bounty hunter, having to deal with other things other than just the bounty itself and all the people trying to protect it, dealing with the Jawas, stripping the ship and all that stuff, and having to go through all that whole process to rebuild his ship just to get off the damn planet. So anyway, guys, pretty damn good. I'm still really excited for this series. This is going to be a long one, I think, so they can take their time, and I'm fine with that. But other than that, I really enjoyed it. Again, I think this can be really, really good as long as they keep this going with the character-based, really character-heavy, emphasized type of show. So anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. As usual, thank you for all the support, especially to you guys on Patreon, and a huge shout out to my executive Patreon SmokeScreen producers. And if you dig what I do here, please give these videos a like, comment, and a share. And of course, be sure to subscribe to get everything and click that notification bell twice so you're notified when I drop a new video. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.